There comes a moment in every life when fear no longer whispers, it screams. It does not ask for your attention. It demands it. And in that moment, many retreat. They distract, they numb, they run. But what if the fear that chases you is actually the part of you that wants to be found? Carl Jung once said, "What you resist not only persists, but grows in size." Fear, anxiety, and trauma, they are not the enemies of your soul. They are the exiled kings of your inner world, waiting to be brought back into the light. To face fear is not to defeat it. It is to integrate it. It is to integrate it. And this begins not with courage, but with awareness. Jung believed that anxiety is not random. It is not a flaw. It is a signal, a knocking at the door of consciousness, inviting you to look inward. What are you running from? Is it the memory of a moment that hurt so deeply it changed the way you see yourself? Is it a truth so raw it threatens the image you built just to survive? Fear is the psyche's warning that something inside remains unresolved. Trauma, especially, is not only the event, it is the emotional map we draw afterward. It is how we explain our worth, our safety, and our future. Jung called this the complex, the emotional, not tied tightly around a forgotten pain. You cannot heal what you avoid. You cannot calm what you never let speak. That anxiety, that racing heart, the sleepless nights, they are symptoms of something deeper. They are your psyche's way of saying, I am carrying something too heavy, and I need you to help me put it down. Need you to help me put it down. Jung's approach to healing trauma was not about quick fixes. It was about depth. He believed that the path to healing was the path inward, through the unconscious, through the shadow, through the parts of yourself you would rather deny. The shadow, that's where fear lives. Not as a monster, but as a misunderstood fragment of who you are. The shadow is not evil. It is exiled. It is every thought you were told not to think. Every emotion you were told not to feel. Every part of you that was shamed, rejected, abandoned. And here's the great paradox. The more you deny your shadow, the more it controls you. The more you embrace it, the more human you become. To face fear, Jung would say, is not to crush it. It is to speak with it, to sit with it like an old friend and ask, what are you trying to protect me from? Fear does not arise from nowhere. It is a guardian of your wounds. Anxiety, too, is not random. It is the signal that you are living too far from your truth, that your soul is suffocating under the weight of your own expectations. We live in a world that worships control, but the unconscious does not obey your commands. It reveals itself only when you are still enough to listen. Healing anxiety and trauma means stepping into that silence, into that vulnerable space where your wounds speak, not to punish you, but to free you, Jung taught that healing is not about returning to who you were. It is about becoming who you really are. You are not broken, you are becoming. And every fear you face is not a battle. It is a doorway, a passage to your deeper self, the self you abandoned to be loved, the self you forgot to be accepted, the self that waits patiently behind the noise. Ask yourself this: what part of you did you bury to feel safe? What truth did you silence to feel seen? When you begin to face your fears, you do not become fearless. You become free. You become free. You reclaim the parts of you that life tried to erase. You start to feel again, breathe again, live again, live again. Jung called this process individuation. It is the sacred journey of making the unconscious conscious, of integrating all parts of the self, not just the good, not just the light, but the dark too. Because healing is not perfection, it is wholeness. And wholeness requires all of you. Your fear is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is the soul's way of pointing towards something you're ready to face, even if you don't feel ready. The trauma that haunts you is not the end of your story. It is the page where your true self begins. To heal is to grieve the parts of you that were never nurtured. To grieve the years spent pretending to be okay. To grieve the silence you swallowed just to be accepted. But in that grief, something magical happens. You remember. You remember who you were before the fear. You remember the strength hidden beneath the anxiety. You remember that you are not your wounds. You are the one who survived them. Facing your fears means standing in the fire of your own truth. It means letting go of the masks. It means being honest with yourself, even if that honesty breaks you first. Jung believed that the wound is the place where the light enters, and so your fear. It is not in the way, it is the way. Do not run from it. Walk with it. Ask it what it wants you to know. Ask it what part of you is waiting to be loved. This is not easy work, but it is the only work that matters. Anna. Because the life you want is on the other side of the self you've never met. You do not need to be fearless. You need to be willing to go inward, willing to feel, willing to see the beauty in your brokenness. Every time you face your fear, you reclaim your power. Every time you feel your anxiety fully, without judgment, you create space for healing, and every time you choose presence over avoidance, you choose your soul over your story. This is the Jungian path, not of escaping life's pain, but of making meaning from it. Not of bypassing fear, but of transforming it. Not of denying the shadow, but of dancing with it. So if you're afraid, good. That means something important is near. Something that wants to change you. Something that wants to be seen. Do not turn away. Because when you face your fear, you are not walking toward danger. You are walking home.